Oh, hey guys, sorry about that. Didn't notice you come in. Sorry, I was just doing a little bit of boxing up here because Miss Walker has made some remodeling choices in our house, and well, you guys know I'm pretty awesome, right? Like that goes without saying. And being awesome means you get trophies, right? You get trophies. So I got a lot of trophies. I had them all on display in my office, but now I have less shelves to work with. So I can only put out 8 trophies now, 8 trophies at a time. So I'm trying to look through and decide which ones I want to put on display and how I want to put them on display. Like this one here for Bat Carrier. This was a pretty good award here, and oh man, that was quite the hot dog eating contest for sure, and that one was. But and this one for an apple picking contest I was part of. Picked a lot of apples that day. But anyway, I got all these trophies here. I can only put 8 of them out on display, so I got to figure out like the best combination, the best ways to put them out there. So while you guys are here, if you don't mind helping me out, that would be super awesome. You know what? I want to plot some things out and just take a look at what they look like and how we can make it work. So why don't you guys get together the stuff that you need, just something to write on, something to write with, and then I'm gonna head over to the dartboard, as I like to call it, and we'll take a look together and see if we can plot out how to put some of these trophies on display, because I got a lot of good ones here. So like this one from a marshmallow eating contest. Yeah, this one's got to go up somewhere, right? So meet me over there, get your stuff together, and then we'll get started. All right, guys. So I'm here at the dartboard, and I want to try to map some things out because I got all those awesome trophies that I want to put up on display. I just got to make sure that I'm doing it in a good way, that I can get them all on there, and that I get the most bang for my buck display-wise when they're up there, right? So I'm going to do a couple things, and I want you guys to try a couple things too. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to draw, let's see, I'm going to put a shelf here, right? Because I have 2 shelves on this bookshelf that I can display these trophies on, right? So I got 2 shelves. So I'm going to actually start to like plot and like move some things around on here and see what they look like. And I'm going to see about how many different like combinations I can make with these 8 trophies on these 2 shelves. So what you guys should play around with that a little bit yourself and see if you can come up with at least 3 different combinations, right? So we could take a look at those and see what those look like. And then I also might chart this out a little bit just to see like what my options are as we go as well. So I'm going to get my stuff set up here. You guys think about 2 shelves, 8 trophies, what kind of combinations we can come up with, at least 3 combinations, and then we'll take a look together in just a second, okay? All right, perfect. So now I got like a chart drawn out that I can kind of keep track of all of my work on and what I'm doing. And yes, I am using the word equations here because I'm a math nerd and that's what I do. So we're actually going to see how what I put on my shelves here, how I can make that an equation because it would make the most sense to me. All right, so I have some fake trophies here, some little trophy cutouts. So let's see. I'm going to start myself. I'm sure you guys came up with some good combinations too, but I'm going to start by just doing like an even split, right? I know that the number 8, I could do 4 on my top shelf and 4 on my bottom shelf. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. That's going to be the first kind of like combination that I'm going to start with here. All right, so there's my 8 trophies, and I have 4 on the top shelf. I have 4 on my bottom shelf. So if I were to write that out, I'd have 4 plus 4, and that's going to equal 8, right? Still got my 8 trophies, so I'm still good there. I'm still putting at least 8 of them out, even though I have so many more, but that's okay. Keep Miss Walker happy. Happy Miss Walker is a happy Mr. Walker, so we're all good there. All right, so that's looking good that way with my 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. But what if I decided to, let's see, maybe I want just 3 on the top, maybe a few more on the bottom here. All right, so I'm just going to move that guy from there to there. So that gives me 3 trophies on my top shelf, 4, oh, not 4, jeez, can't even count. That'd be 5, right? 5 trophies on my bottom shelf. That'd be 3 plus 5. That's also going to equal 8, because I didn't add any trophies to the mix. I didn't take any trophies away. Still have my 8 trophies here. Just arranged them in a different way, right? Just made a different equation, still have the same ending there. And I could keep going with this. I could keep making these patterns, right? I could do 2 on the top. That would leave me 6 on the bottom. And 2 plus 6, well, it's still going to give me my 8 trophies. No trophies were disappearing. No trophies were added in. That'll keep Miss Walker happy, so we're good there. Again, I could keep kind of going down the line here. I could keep 1 trophy on the top shelf. That'll leave me 7 on the bottom. 1 plus 7 is going to give me 8. And if I wanted to, I could put them all on the bottom. Might look a little crowded there. I want my trophies to have their own space, but technically I could do that. I could put none on the bottom, or on the top, I could put 8 on the bottom. 0 plus 8 would give me 8. All right, cool. We're cool with that. And to kind of keep going with this, I could always do it kind of the opposite way, right? Well, I shouldn't say the opposite way, but I could put more on the top than on the bottom if I wanted to. So I can move these guys up here. We could say maybe 1, 2. Whoa, no, trophy down, trophy down. Oh, we're safe. Didn't break. We're good. All right, so I could have my 5 on the top. I could have 3 on the bottom. And the same sort of thing is going to apply. No trophies are being taken away. None are being added in. So I'm still going to have my 8 trophies on display, which is great, okay? Looking at this, though, besides my trophies falling down, do you guys notice any patterns going on here on this chart? Anything that you noticed about the numbers here, or maybe our equations? Our answers always staying the same, so that's good. Do you notice any other patterns, anything changing, anything staying the same as far as this goes? Take a second, think about that, and then we'll talk about it. All right, well, we can see here, one pattern you might have noticed is that as these numbers change, as we take 1 from the top and add it to the bottom, our answer's still the same, but as 1 decreases, the other one has to increase, right? As one number gets smaller, let's say if this one goes from 7 to 6, this one goes from a 1 to a 2. So as one number gets smaller, the other one has to get bigger. They have to like kind of balance each other out, right? So that's what I'm noticing here is that no matter what I do with my trophies, whatever shelves I put them on, they have to balance out. If I take 1 from this shelf to put it here, this number is going to decrease, but this one's going to increase, right? Unless, of course, I keep dropping my trophies on the ground. I don't know. They must be so heavy and so awesome that they just keep falling to the ground there. But as you can see in our pattern here, as 1 increases, 1 decreases. Now, do you think that would work with another a number other than 1? Do you think we can increase or decrease by more than 1 at a time? Sad trophies. Yes, we could, right? We could always go up or down by more. Like here, we can make a 3-digit jump. If we go from 1 to 3, I've increased by 1, 2, 3. So I've increased by 2 here. That means this original number of 7 is going to have to decrease by 2, right? Same thing. They're going to kind of balance each other out there, okay? Let me just write an example here and see if we can make some more sense of it. So 2 plus 6 is going to equal 8. If I change this number to, let's say, a 4, it means I increased it by 2, right? I went from 2 to 4. I increased it by 2. So that means that this number is going to have to decrease by 2. 6, take 2 away or go 2 down. That's going to be 4 as well. And our answer is going to be 8. Our answer is still going to be 8. Even though we changed our numbers, we're still getting the same answer because whatever we increased by, we decreased by, we balanced it out. Okay? All right, cool. So I got some ideas here on how I could put these trophies up, right? Besides my trophies that are all over the ground right now. But I've got some good ideas. I've got some good patterns. I've got some good things laid out here. But, you know, my mathematical mind is got me thinking a little bit here. And I feel like we could take this a step further. We said that all of these equations here, in the middle, they all equal 8, right? Is there a way that we could show their equivalence, show that they're balanced, that they're basically the same thing? Is there a way that we could show that in like an expression or in an equation? How can I like compare these two of these equations to themselves? How could I compare that? I'll give you guys a second to think about that, kind of play around with that in your head, but I'm seeing some cool things happening here. So as much as I want to get my trophies set up on the shelves here, I think we can explore this a little bit more on the math side of things. So take a minute, think about that. How can we compare 2 of these equations to show their equivalence? And once you've done that, then we'll come back together. We'll play around with it a little bit. All right, as we were talking about just a few minutes ago, we said that if we these equations all equal 8, right? And if we change an equation, we increased, we decreased, we're going to see that change happen here. Let's do this. Let's take that a step further. All right, let's take a look at this example. Over here we have 1 plus 7 is equal to 2 plus 6. Is that true? Yeah, it's true, right? 1 plus 7 is 8, 2 plus 6 is 8. We can look at this and we can tell that they're balanced by, solving it that way like we just did. We know that we did it on the chart. We know it's going to equal 8. But if you look, there's kind of like another pattern we can look for here. This number of 1 increased by 1, right, to get to 2. It increased by 1, so that means that our next number, to balance things out, it's going to have to decrease by 1, which 7 decreased by 1 to 6, so it balances out. So we know that these equations, we know that they're equivalent here. We could do that with another one. Let's say, what if we had 3 plus 5, and I could say 4 plus 4, and then look at this again, and okay, the 3 increased by 1, right? It went up by 1, so that means our next number is going to have to drop by 1, which it did. 5 dropped by 1 to a 4, right? And we can keep doing this with any of these that we kind of went through today, and we can see that pattern start to develop. Even if I go a little bit bigger here well, let's even switch it around. I did 7 plus 1 is equal to, let's do 3 plus 5, all right? Okay, here, the 7 went down. It decreased by 4 to get to 3. So that means this number should increase by 4 if we want to keep them balanced, and it did. 1 plus 4 is 5. So that's how we kept them balanced there, and that's how we can tell that they're equivalent, okay? Also, 7 plus 1 is 8, 3 plus 5 is 8, so we could see it that way. But in future, when I get even more trophies, when I have my big, huge trophy display and I'm putting up tens and hundreds of trophies, it might be a little bit easier for me to be able to do it by balancing my equations than by actually adding up all the trophies I have. That might get a little out of hand. So it's interesting to me to see that these different patterns develop as far as taking one away and adding one on, and how you can still make those equivalent balanced expressions there, those equivalent balanced equations there for us to work with, okay? Pretty cool. You know what? You guys are pretty cool and you're pretty smart, and I don't want to start dusting off my trophies yet. So let's keep this going for a little bit. And this was easy enough here, but let's look at why, like I was saying a minute ago, why it might be a little bit easier, or sometimes it might be easier to try to balance an equation as opposed to solving both sides of an equation. So let's say we had something like this. Let's say we had 44 plus 4 equal to 41 plus 7. You might be able to look at that right off the top of your head and go, okay, yep, I can add those up real quick and I can figure out an answer. But we can also just take a look at this and try to make sure they're balanced, to make sure that they're equal on both sides. So right here, 44 to 41, well, I decreased by 3, so that means my next number is going to have to go up by 3. 4 to 7, yep, it goes up by 3, so there we go. So this was a jump of -3. These ones went up by 3, so I know that they're balanced. I know that it's balanced. Now, I could solve it and go, okay, well, 44 plus 4, that's going to give me 48. 41 plus 7, well, that's also going to give me 48. So I could tell it that way as well. But we'll see as we get into bigger and bigger numbers in math that it might actually be quicker, it might actually be more efficient to be able to look at these and go, oh, okay, yep, this guy went down, this guy went up the same amount, we're good to go. All right, so kind of keep that in mind as we're moving forward today. All right, so I appreciate you guys helping me make some headway in my trophy decoration here. I got to get my stuff up, get them on display. Maybe I'll have everybody over for a trophy party once I get everything settled, so you guys can see what you like. But I thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your math, and let me know if you need anything else. All right, guys, talk to you soon.